Okay, Gary, I think you know that I find inspiration in connections with mathematics and linkage devices. And I think that these linkage devices can truly inspire, connect, and help students in design and mathematics. The last semester in pre-calculus, my students worked on an ellipses and elliptical exercise machines project. We have completed parts 1 through 4 and 6, but we're still in the process of building a model. But 4 required the model to be constructed on a computer, and 6 had the students answer question, do elliptical exercise machines trace ellipses? I went to Matt first to really get the kids introduced to working with quadrilateral linkages, and he cut up pegboard for me and lent some nuts and bolts, and students worked for a day on some activities that I have from a progressive geometry textbook called Discovering Geometry from Michael Serra, and students started to understand why a rocking horse works and why the little sewing boxes open up and have parallel sides and levels that are pretty nifty. So then the students went into the computer lab, and in groups they constructed models of elliptical exercise machines, and they traced a locus and answered the question, is this locus an actual ellipse? And we had really been working on properties of ellipses, equations of ellipses through parametric means or polar means this the last part of the semester. The students, this is one example. This is another example. If you were to look at the background of this one example here, you'll see the students started out with a geometric construction of an ellipse, so they're going to be guaranteed an ellipse. And then the third group had a construction similar to the first group, and in answering their question, does this trace an ellipse, the students came up with the actual parametric equations for this curve, and then had a nice mathematical explanation of why this curve is not an ellipse. It just looks a lot like one. The first group had a similar construction, and they went with a symmetry argument, and it's a work in progress. We'll see. I'm thinking the first and third might have an easier time than the second in the actual lab, but the second comes from a group of robotics team members, and they're promising that gears will make it happen. So this is something we did last semester.